New at 10, a Rankin County mother is outraged after finding out just days ago that her son is buried at a Hinds County cemetery.
Yeah, for more than a year, Gretchen Hankins thought her son Jonathan was missing. Well, she learned just last week her son is dead. 3 News Side's Quentin Smith speaks exclusively with his mother. Quentin, do we know what happened in all this?
Well, Howard, get this. It was a reporter with NBC News who told Hankins that her son was dead. This discovery was made after looking into the people buried at Pauper's field. This now makes the third family right here in the metro to find out their loved one was buried at the cemetery without them even knowing. Well, tonight, Hankins says this is simply unacceptable.
I loved him so much.
As Gretchen Hankins looks through photos of her son Jonathan on her phone.
He's a fun, goofy person. He's a hard worker.
A sense of sadness starts to set in, knowing the 39-year-old is no longer with her.
A year and 7 months went by. He's been dead a year and 7 months, and I just found out.
Hankins says this troubling news still doesn't sit right with her. She says it all dates back to May 20th, 2022. That's the last time she saw him. Then, 3 days later, Jonathan was found dead inside a Motel 6 in Jackson. Thinking he's still alive, Hankins reported her son missing to the Rankin County Sheriff's Department in June of 2022. Then, a month later, without the family knowing, the 39-year-old was buried at the Pauper Cemetery in Hinds County. On December 4th, the mother was then notified by a reporter that Jonathan was dead. So, the very next day, on December 5th, the family went to the Jackson Police Department and investigators showed them photos identifying Jonathan's body. Hankins says she's still having a hard time coming to grips with everything.
No one has called me, tried to contact me, nothing. I have heard nothing. And that makes it worse.
The Rankin County mother is now hiring attorney Ben Crump to represent her. Crump is also representing the families of Dexter Wade and Mario Moore. 2 men, he says, were also buried at Pauper's field without their families even knowing. The attorney says the death certificate for Jonathan indicates that he died of natural causes, but it failed to mention that he tested positive for meth and fentanyl.
If they knew how a mother hurts when her child is gone like that, they wouldn't do people this way. I felt like they thought that just because he did drugs, that he was just a piece of trash, and they thought another drug dealer gone or drug addict gone. They don't have no feelings for parents. He may have done bad things, but he was still my child.
We reached out to the city of Jackson for a comment. Spokeswoman Melissa Faith Payne says the victim did not show any signs of trauma and no foul play was suspected. From the scene, the victim's body was immediately turned over to the Hinds County Coroner's Office for further investigation, including an autopsy. To this day, the Jackson Police Department has had no further communication with the coroner's office concerning this case. We were never notified of the victim's cause of death or identity. We also reached out to the Rankin County Sheriff's Department. Attorney Jason Dare says personnel of this department stayed in contact with Ms. Hankins throughout this past year, and Jonathan's status with the Sheriff's Office remained as a missing person until the recent discovery of his tragic passing. We also reached out to the Hinds County Coroner's Office for a comment on this as well. Right now, we are still waiting to hear back. Quentin Smith, 3 on your side.